So we finally hit January. Wow, doesn't that feel good? I sometimes just am amazed at just the turning of the calendar. Begins to give me new perspective, and I begin to look forward with anticipation to what lies ahead. Do you ever feel that way? I don't know what your rhythm is at the end of the year and looking forward to the next, but I see it as a real opportunity to begin to reflect and plan ahead. I'm going to call this a pause and pivot around planning. I'm not talking about the things that we can't control. Who would have thought a pandemic? Boy, did that interrupt some plans, right? I'm talking about the things we can control, our responses to that, the lessons that were learned that we want to pull forward into this year. So maybe to remind yourself first how wise and God honoring it is to set about being intentional about 2021. You got some goals, you got some ideas, you got some things that you want to make sure happen this year. Well, you know what? To motivate you further, listen to these scriptures. Proverbs 21:5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit." Oh, who wouldn't want to, in the fourth quarter of 2021, feel like, wow, that was a profitable year, whether financially or emotionally or relationally? Wow, that's where planning kicks in, right? Being diligent about planning, being diligent about preparation. Here's another motivator, and that's Proverbs 14:8. It says, the wise and the prudent gives thought to their ways. I spent about 3 days last week just thinking through all that happened, things that I had written down, decisions that I had made, relationships and people that I encountered. Just giving a good review. You say, if you don't want to repeat a mistake, wow, admit it, right? And there are some things that I don't want to repeat, but there are some things that I do, and some things that I captured in those 3 days that said, I got to take this forward. I've been using many different spiral notebooks over the last 40 years to help me capture those kind of thoughts throughout my years so I don't lose them. Maybe you can come up with an idea like that. Practically then, after those 2-3 days, I begin to summarize. I begin to write those down. I even begin to form them into goals. I spend time in praying over them and just reminding myself, you know what? Sometimes God plants specific desires in you. That's Psalm 37:4, that he does that. And then I also remind myself, Ephesians 2:10, it says that we're created in Christ Jesus to do good works. I want to make sure my goals and decisions somehow are honoring God and effective with people. Yeah, not just with me. I got to develop me, but I got to make sure they're also other people directed. Maybe family members, or maybe the circle in your neighborhood, or maybe it's in your workplace. Hey, what's your plan for 2021? You got one? Take some of these to heart. Pause and pivot around that. If you want to talk more, hit that contact coach button.